We'll rattle on about the magazine, how we started, will we?
Yeah. Okay. Hi, I'm Bob. This is Trevor, and we're still motoring. We're just going to tell you about the magazine. We started it in 2022, end of 2022, and we wanted to see how it would work along in Northern Ireland because Northern Ireland has so many car shows, classic car shows, and small events with classic cars. We felt there was a need for it. You know, a bring together, if you like, of the people involved in classic cars and those who wanted to be involved in classic cars. So we thought, well, the magazine's a good way to start, and visiting as many shows as possible, only in County Down at the moment, and just a little bit of County Antrim. We've been busy anyway, visiting those shows and seeing some of the fantastic machines that people have in their garages, really, that come out very rarely or, occasionally. This is just an idea of what we've been seeing. Been some Ferraris, Lotus Elans, Toyota Corolla, and there really are some phenomenal machines that we have enjoyed taking pictures of, and especially Trevor sitting in and driving. What's your favourite anyway?
All of them.
All of them.
This idea started really us two chatting here about cars, thinking of setting up a website. Just enjoy pictures of cars and talking about them. But we decided then to go on that quest for cars to see what we could find locally. And I've got to say, there's a lot of stuff out there that I didn't think was there. And we've gone from the normal older cars, what people would class as the classics, like the old style MGs and stuff like that, right up into sort of 60s, 70s, 80s, the more modern classics. And yet we found a lot of stuff out there we didn't even know was about. And a friend of mine, he had a couple of DeLoreans, and one of them's done up like the Back to the Future model. So I went round to see him and see if we get a wee fitting on it. It's on our YouTube channel. Shameless plug there, along with the mugs. And but when I got round to see the DeLorean, do a look at it and stuff, he then informed me he had built a Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which was an interesting thing. There's not many of them on the road. There's a few you see in England of them that are built up, but stuff like that's quite wacky, individual, different to just normal people having older Ferraris, Toyotas, Fords. Ford seems to be a big one, obviously the RS 2000, the Mexico's, Fiestas, etc. So I've got to a lot of people's houses, and then they've let me take a drive in the car. And I must admit, one of the most exciting ones was the Audi Quattro, the turbo. Nice, goes really well. Small miles on this 1992 or 3 in right now. So I got a little drive in it, and I must admit, a big smile on the face. It was like a kid in a toy shop afterwards. Really like that sort of stuff. So we're finding it all over the place. We didn't realise there's as many about. A lot of them's actually local, within 10, 15 mile of us. So sorry if I haven't got round any other counties yet, but we'll get there eventually. But if you have anything wacky out there, something completely different, anybody got the DB5 that James Bond drove? Yes, please. I'll even dress up for the occasion.
Yeah.
Anything like that, let us know. Send us a message. Let us know what you've got, what you've done, what long you've got. Give us a few details. Even if you don't want us to come round and picture it, that's okay. Send your picture in. We'll try and feature it. But yes, I'm enjoying it. The scoop side of things is great. The fun driving all these machines is takes me back a bit.
And
to
the
be quite
discovery,
honest,
isn't it?
the pleasure of driving them is nice. But the simple point of view is back then it was a driver involved car. Now it's got, you get into a new car now, it's raining. No, I'll switch the wipers on for you. Don't you do a thing. You're driving along. Next thing, it even dips your headlights. You don't have nothing to do. It's very boring now. I like to have something to do, be the driver. Now, I think cars is actually getting, don't get me wrong, they're good, they're fast, they're comfortable, they're reliable, probably more reliable than the old cars, let's face it. Because back in the 80s, you were never done. Every Saturday was an under the bonnet day. Get the tools out, the plugs fixed, the points set. Now there's none of that. And now there's no room under the bonnet either, which is annoying.
Yeah.
You can't even spot where the spark plug is.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, I think it's a balance. I think new cars is good in the way that they're more technical and more advanced and they're more reliable. Obviously, they start easier, they go better in the cold weather. But
they've taken the fun out of it.
Yeah, can't even pull the choke on anymore to get the car started. It's all done for you. It's like you've got your own personal waiter in the car doing things for you. Oh,
but that's modern technology, isn't it? I mean, we are progressing. And cars, they're getting better. I think personally, the design of new cars is against them because they all look the same. I mean, with the cars that you used to get in, say, 70s and 80s, you got a specific model because it stood out. Even if you got one, like an Escort XR3i or whatever, it stood out from a normal standard XR3 or a 1600 GL. And people knew it stood out. You didn't have to do anything. And that's what made it an attractive buy. And that's why, if you're an investor, you're going to go for the XR3i because of that. You know, it stands out in the crowd.
Do you not think back then, Ford had a range, so you got your Fiesta, you got your Escort, you got your Cortina, you got your Granada. But if you looked at them from the side view, they're all different cars.
Yeah.
But if you look back now, a couple of years ago, and you looked at the range of, get to say it, BMWs from a side point of view, they all look just to be slightly bigger.
Yeah.
Of the one that you're looking at, you know, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5.
Yeah.
And I think BMW lost their way with that because back in the 80s, when you had a 2002 or a 3 Series or a 635 CSI, that it looked.
You knew what it was. Yeah.
It was a different model.
Yeah.
And I think they need to go back to the looking different. And sadly, Audi's looking very similar to the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 7.
Yeah.
And I just think.
I think they're having a saving on design.
Yeah.
You know,
let's get one design and make it bigger and smaller, and not do the whole range instead of actually having a different model. So take note, Audi. Change your ways.
Exactly. And I will say, the latest Volvos actually are better because they are quite individualistic when you look at them.
Yeah.
And that's actually, Volvo are doing quite well, I think, in that way. But the general cars, I think, are too similar. And I don't see that changing at the moment because if they do, as they keep saying, they're going to change over to electric, then I think they'll just get even more boring looking and, just be a square box, basically.
I do like the concept of the electric car. It's good in the sense it's quiet, it's smooth, it's fast, and many other things. But just, my goodness, the infrastructure to keep them charged and to get anywhere, you got to plan a journey a whole lot more differently than you would. Because if you've got a petrol car or a diesel car, you set off somewhere, you're only a few miles from the nearest service station, filling station. You can top up, go on. But you pull in there with your car, you've got to sit, let's drink tea for 4 hours till we can go on. And it's not good enough. It needs to be either a better range in the batteries or faster chargers or something. But this, what we've got, isn't working that well. And then the problem is the usual old theory is it's a green car, but getting it charged isn't.
Yeah.
Got to use the old electricity and what creates it. So
pollution. So you're not really beating, apart from the car, using the car, you're not beating pollution.
No, you've actually nearly created more for the power station to charge all these cars. Going to have to be working it flat out sometimes to keep it all going. So,
and the other thing I find, which is still because electric cars are too new, what's your car going to be worth? They keep telling us that most batteries will last for 8 years, but what happens when you take your car to Part X? You know, it's going to be worth nothing, because if it's 8 years old, it's actually just sitting there on wheels, and it needs a new battery, which will cost you 20 grand.
Yeah, unlike buying an old diesel car.
Yeah, which will go on for 300,000.
A 10-year-old
yeah,
with, I don't know, say 150,000 on it.
So it's changing the whole dynamic of the way we look at used cars, you know.
Yeah, that's a downside, is the used value of the used car market for it. And probably you're going to see fields of electric cars just sitting piled up, because who's going to want them?
Yeah.
And sadly, I think they're never going to make the status of classic.
No, nor do I. I don't think there will be classic cars. I think we've gone past that stage.
Well, there will be in looks, because you can take them to the car show on your car transporter pulled by your diesel Jeep.
Yeah.
Or by your new electric car pulling it.
Yeah.
But no, when the batteries go down, and it's just too much of a cost to replace, isn't it?
Yeah. That, you know, hopefully they will overcome all these issues, but it's early days, and the electric car is too new to actually give it a value in second-hand market. You know, because people are going to look at it and say, well, okay, it needs even if it's 6 years old, it's got 2 years of life left. You think to yourself,
somebody told you had 2 years left.
Yeah, that's
you
it.
Do things differently.
And it's going to cost you £20,000 at the end of it. Oh no!
No, we need to change it. There's something radical needs to happen. And the concept's good, the idea is good, and all that. But as far as fixing the pollution, no, it's a failure.
I think that the pollution thing will change with hydrogen. I'm hoping hydrogen will be the saviour in the end, because it has actually got. Well, it seems to be. There's a lot of people working on it. Toyota, Honda. To name but two, but
it does work.
Yeah, and it does work. Yeah,
and it is clean. So there's your idea to clean the environment. Using hydrogen. So all you budding scientists out there figure out the problem
quickly,
condensing it, and getting it in the smaller spaces, more mileage.
And then we might get back to a few classics as it happens if they go hydrogen.
Yeah,
because that's the sort of thing you want.
Yeah, you can lie behind the car, sort of sniffing at it. Nothing wrong. It's only clean. Switzerland, here we come.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for watching.
Bye.